Does your child need an IEP? Then you've come to the right place. If your school is telling you to wait and see before they do special education testing, then you need to watch this video. Why? Because waiting for weeks, if not months, does not protect your child and is actually counterproductive for so many reasons that I'm going to spell out to you. That's exactly why inside this video, I'm going to show you why the wait and see method does not work, spell out your rights under IDEA law, and most importantly, how to start the IEP testing process without delay so you can advocate like a pro. Hey, what's up? I'm April Rarig, your special education advocate and school psychologist to make IEPs and 504 plans so much easier. If you're new here, go ahead and click on that subscribe button to get more videos like this in your inbox, and check us out on Instagram at RiseEdAdvocacy. Here is what you need to know. Individual education plans, sometimes known as programs, are also known as IEPs. The problem with special education is, as parents, we're not given the instructions or directions so you know what to ask for and how to get it. Translation, because you're not given the playbook, you sit back and wait and see because your school tells you this is how we do it. How do I know this? Because as a school psychologist and as a teacher for 20 years, this is what I heard all the time, and waiting for your child to fail is not the answer. What am I saying? Waiting to evaluate if you suspect your child has a disability and may need special education services is actually harmful, and your child's gaps are going to keep getting bigger and bigger unless you do the testing process to figure out if they actually need the services. Make sure to keep watching this video until the very end, where I'm going to give you my step-by-step guide so that you can get the playbook and advocate like a pro. First things first, I'm going to share with you as a school psychologist and a licensed educational psychologist why the wait and see method is not a proven strategy before special education testing can start. Dyslexia, executive functioning, ADHD, autism, and sensory needs don't just disappear if your child is struggling. They actually stack and grow bigger the longer and longer you wait to determine if your child even needs a special education assessment. What am I saying? That learning is cumulative. And when your child's foundational skills are weak, they can't even access new instruction. This is called cumulative failure, and research has proven that without specialized academic instruction, your child is going to continue to fail and not make success unless special education services are explicitly written to support your child. Here's an example. Your child is in the first grade. You think they have dyslexia and they struggle with reading. Your school tells you to wait and see. So 1 year passes, 2 year passes. Then by 4th grade, your child has moved into crisis mode, meaning they're going to have secondary behavioral characteristics of low self-esteem, anxiety. Everything has spun out of control because that special education assessment was not done early enough in order to provide the specialized academic instruction that your child deserves. What am I saying? Early identification through a special education assessment will change the trajectory for your child and help to improve the gap. I saw this all the time as a school psychologist and a teacher, and that's exactly why I'm so glad that you're watching this video. So let me ask you something. Do you know the signs? Has your school given you a guide to know, oh, it's time to get a special education assessment, or this is definitely definitely the time to request it. They probably haven't, and that's exactly why I want you to check out my first free guide that spells out 10 reasons that'll surprise you for if your child needs a special education assessment, and more importantly, when is the right time to ask for one. Grab that link in the description box below. So now you know why wait and see does not work. Now it's time to talk about truths. So I'm going to give you a ton of examples as a school psychologist of things that I heard said all the time, so you know what it looks like when your team is talking about wait and see. Example 1, as a parent, you go to a parent-teacher conference and you tell the teacher, my child is really struggling. I think they need an IEP. And your teacher says, you know what? Let's wait and see. It's too early in the year. Nope, they can't say that. Example 2. You are sitting in an SST, or what's called a student success team, with all these other professionals at the meeting, and you're like, you know what? I think my child has dyslexia. Can you test for dyslexia? I think my child has a learning disability. And your team says, you know what? Your child doesn't have a learning disability. I know what that looks like. Let's wait and see. It is way too early and not the right time. We just don't know because your child is in kindergarten. Nope, that's not okay. And example 3, you have a child that has a diagnosis of ADHD. They're on medication and you're getting calls after calls to pick up your child early, or they're getting suspended. And you're telling the team, what can I do? I have no idea what to do, and I think my child needs an IEP. And they're like, oh, wait, we only do special education testing for academics. Your child just needs better help with focus. Yep, that's not okay. All of these examples are actually denials of your right to request for special education testing. More about this in just a minute. So let me ask you something. Do you know about the special education testing process? Do you have a question? Do you need to know what it looks like? Make sure to check out my entire video playlist that takes you through the entire testing process so you know how your child needs to qualify, what you need to do, all the different steps, and most importantly, what someone like me, the school psychologist, does day in and day out. Make sure to grab that link in the description box below. Let's dive into your IEP rights. So under IDEA law, your school has a legal obligation. It's called child find. What does this mean? Under the child find provision, your school and your district is required to locate, identify, and evaluate all children who may have a disability and may be in need of special education services. Has your school told you about Child Find? More than likely, probably not. And that's exactly why I want you to check out my next video that spells out Child Find and all the provisions so you know your rights and you can advocate like a pro. Grab that link in the description box below. So what does this mean for you? If you submit in writing your request for your child to get a special education assessment, your school can't deny you or say no just because they want to wait and see. What does this mean? This means 3 different things. Number 1, your school must respond to you in writing when you submit that request to ask for testing. And number 2, your school must give you something called prior written notice, also known as PWN. And that's basically, in a nutshell, either going to say, yes, we're going to proceed with testing, or no, we're going to deny you. And they have to lay out 7 reasons. And the third thing that's going to happen is your school must initiate the special education testing process, meaning you need to give consent. And once that consent happens, they must initiate the process with the state and the federal guidelines without delay. So here's the deal. Getting an IEP is not going to be easy, but I created something called the Initial Special Education Voyage. Grab it in the link in the description box below. And inside my voyage, it's a visual guide from the child find process to search and serve to going through the entire evaluation process to getting to IEP land. I give you step by step of what you need to do and how you can get your child the IEP that they deserve in a visual guide that's easy to use and not complicated. Grab that link in the description box below. Now it's time to talk about one of the biggest challenges when it comes to wait and see, IEP screeners and interventions. What am I talking about? If your child goes to a school that has RTI or MTSS or has screeners in place, here's what could happen. Pro tip. Your school is going to come back and they're going to say, let's do interventions first. Let's do a screener. So here is the truth. IEP screeners are not a substitute for special education testing. What am I saying? The only way to know if your child might qualify for a special education IEP is if you do special education testing. An IEP screener is not the same thing as a special education assessment. What else am I saying? I'm saying that interventions are great, screeners are great as diagnostic information only, but they're not a replacement for specialized academic instruction, IEP goals, and explicit support that's designed to meet your child's unique learning needs under IDEA law. So what am I saying? Can interventions be done with your child? Of course they can. But can interventions be done as a substitute, or can they delay or deny your request for special education testing because of interventions? No, they cannot under IDEA law. Here's the truth. Your child can get interventions alongside a special education assessment. Your child can even get a 504 plan while you're going through the special education process. The school cannot, though, deny or defer your request for a special education assessment just because interventions or just because of screeners. So how do you ask for IEP testing? I'm so glad you thought about it. Make sure to check out my video that spells out the 5 things that you want to do in terms of how to ask for IEP testing step by step to get the process started for your child. Grab that link in the description box below. So I mentioned earlier that to request a special education assessment for your child, you need to write a letter and you need to submit that in writing for your school to respond or send you the prior written notice, etc. So what do you put in the letter? This is one of the biggest challenges that I see for families, and as a special education advocate, here's what I recommend. You write a very specific letter that spells out what you want testing for and why. And that's exactly why I created the Initial Special Education Fillable Guide. Make sure to grab it in the link in the description box below. Inside my guide, I give you the words and the step-by-step explicit instructions for what to say in your letter in terms of the scope and sequence of the assessment, what types of evaluations that you would like, what related service providers you want on that initial assessment. It guides your school to understand what you are asking for and how you are asking for it. And the best of all, it attaches to your child's educational record. It's what I use with my families as a special education advocate every day, and I want to give it to you right now. Grab that link in the description box below. So now you know what wait and see is, how schools are going to use this, and your rights under IDEA law. Now it's time to get to the heart of the matter. How are you going to request testing for your child? What am I saying? I'm saying step by step, you need the playbook that you deserve. And that's exactly why I created a one-day IEP workshop called How to Request Testing. It spells out videos and step-by-step fillable guides in terms of from start to finish, how to get your child the IEP that they deserve and how to request testing. Gives you the confidence that you need so you don't feel like on an island anymore and you're tired of crying after every meeting, and your child can get the IEP that they deserve without delay. Grab that link in the description box below. So now you have a ton of information about wait and see, and you know exactly what to do. Let me ask you something. Do you have a question? Put it in the link in the description box below. Make sure to indicate your state so I can give you the right resources. Do you want me to do more videos or expand on more of what I've talked about? Put it there too. Like and subscribe this video and share with your friends to get more videos like this in your inbox. And check us out on Instagram at Advocacy. Grab all those links and fillable guides and resources so that your child can get the IEP that they deserve. I'm April Rarig, your special education advocate and school psychologist. I can't wait to see you for our next video.